The White Negroni takes the very Italian affair of a classic Negroni with Campari and Italian vermouth, subs out the Italian ingredients and introduces some French ingredients, including Suza and Lillet Blanc, and creates something completely different, flips the Negroni on its head, but also quite similar as well. So if you love a Negroni, I think you're going to love this, and today I'm going to show you how to make it. Welcome to Essential Cocktails. So somewhat ironically, the White Negroni wasn't created by a French bartender or an Italian bartender, but it was actually created by a British bartender called Wayne Collins in 2001. And Wayne was actually visiting France, and he wanted to create essentially a French-inspired Negroni, taking out the Italian ingredients, bringing in some kind of French touches, and this is what he ended up with. So for our White Negroni, once again it's a 3-ingredient affair, starting with gin, which is true in both drinks. I'm going with Beefeater because it's got those really nice kind of juniper forward characteristics, but whichever gin you like, you can try. We've got Suza, which is a bittersweet gentian-based liqueur, which we're subbing in for the Campari. And although they're not the same, it does a similar job. So it brings that kind of bittersweet characteristic, a little bit of kind of herbal note in there as well. And it's very delicious, but quite intense. And then finally, Lillet Blanc, which we're bringing in instead of sweet vermouth. And this has those subtle floral characteristics, which make this drink kind of light, kind of refreshing, and very different from a classic Negroni, whilst maintaining that classic DNA of bittersweet notes, herbal notes and botanical notes. So I'm going to build this now, and this isn't usually an equal part formula. So the first thing we'll do is add our gin to the drink. So whereas a classic Negroni is usually an equal parts recipe of 1 to 1 to 1, a lot of people like to do a 2-part spirit, 1 part Suza, 1 part Lillet Blanc kind of variation on this, and I think that works really well in the White Negroni. This allows the gin to come through, and that Suza is a pretty big old flavour. So if you're adding this in equal parts to the gin, no matter how kind of intense and flavour forward the gin is, it's probably going to be lost. So I think this 2 to 1 to 1 ratio actually is perfect for this. So in this drink I'm going 50 mils, but you can scale this up as much as you need. You can make tons of this if you wanted to, very, very easily. But we're going to do 50 mils, 25 mils of Suza, which is quite powerful, and it has quite a vivid colour as well. So we don't want to lose our kind of almost white colour, which is basically yellow, but don't tell anyone. And then finally, 25 mils of Lillet Blanc, which has those really nice floral notes and a little bit of freshness to balance out the bitter notes, the gentian-based liqueur. I'm gonna add plenty of ice and give this a little stir down over the ice. I'm gonna strain this into our chilled rocks glass, ideally with clear ice if you have it. And you can see the color isn't white, but it's definitely not that vivid red that we associate with a Negroni. So to finish the drink, we're gonna do something again, similar but different. This time we're going to go with grapefruit, which just has a slightly different characteristic to the orange in a regular Negroni. And you want to take a big swathe, because this really is kind of a key ingredient in the drink. It really needs acidity and freshness. So you're going to express that liberally over the drink and around the glass. Tidy it up into a nice presentable swathe of grapefruit. Pop that in the glass for a little contrast of colour. And there we have a delicious variation on the Negroni, which is the White Negroni. Enjoy.